What do you think is the real reason you should meditate? What is it for you? I'd like to hear it in the comments below. So please pause and write it down. And then I'm going to tell you the real reason that a lot of people meditate, the reasons I've discovered over time that you come to when you meditated for a long time. When you ask why you should meditate, you'll find plenty of answers. Stress reduction, better health, improved focus, emotional enhanced well-being, wealth, etc. These reasons are true, but they don't capture the deep purpose of meditation. The real reason to meditate is to gain control over your mind, to become the master of your thoughts, or as one teacher has said, I meditate to become the boss of my own mind. Mind is a struggle. So think about the last time something unpleasant happened to you. Maybe a friend said something hurtful, or a colleague made some snide comment. How long did it linger in your mind? If you're like most people, like me, it stayed with you, turning over and over in your head, feeding the frustration, feeding the almost anxiety or whatever it is, the anger, or just some kind of neurotic thing that comes up, some kind of negative emotion that keeps happening. That's how our minds tend to work until we become the boss of them. It's like a leaky faucet. We can't shut it off. It just keeps dribbling. So, but what if you had the power to stop that process? What if you could call the mind plumber and cut that leak off? That'd be pretty nice, wouldn't it? What if you could tell yourself, I'm not going to dwell on this anymore? Meditation gives you the ability to do that. It helps you detach from the constant churn of thoughts that keep you stuck in negative emotions, worry, regret. Imagine how freeing it would be to be able to say, I'm not going to let this situation control my mind anymore. Meditation is a tool for control. It's not about focusing on some ideal of peace or calm. That's what people tend to do. And that's a mistake, because that's a temporary experience you just have on the cushion. It's also a fabricated experience. You kind of bring up this thing, this vision of calm or peace or whatever it is. And yeah, you can fabricate a very nice experience, and with good diligent practice, you can have a lot of experiences like that. But in the end, it's a mind created thing, and it degrades. It's not ultimately helpful. So the process of meditation is that as you focus on the breathing or the object of meditation, it's not that you're trying to stop thoughts and in that way, finally gain some relief or some peace. It's that the intense focus of the mind uses up all the mind's power, so there's just no focus left for random thoughts. The mind is completely engaged in what it's doing meditatively, so other thoughts don't arise. There may be some trickling thoughts, but if you get deeper and more profound, thoughts will almost stop altogether. You may have very, very slow thoughts, and they'll tend to be about the meditation itself, analyzing it or looking for more depth, more profundity, and more insight in the meditation. This is a powerful and profound experience, and I would love for you to have it. At that point, you stop chasing after every thought and feeling that arises. And in that stillness, what you find isn't peace itself. Peace is just the absence of those constant intrusive thoughts. When you meditate consistently, you train your mind to stay with the object of your focus. The other thoughts, worry, anger, desire, they begin to drop away because you're so fully engaged in that one thing, in that focus. And it's not boring, because boring is just a thought. Because you become so concentrated on the object, the idea of boredom doesn't even arise. And then as you deepen it, the ability to focus expands beyond the cushion. Over time, you'll notice that you don't get as caught up in those destructive thought patterns. You've learned to liberate them through meditation, therefore you can learn to liberate them in post-meditation. This is an exciting experience. It's hard to stabilize, and it's hard to do it always or every time. It's glimmers, and that goes on probably for the rest of your life, to be honest. But there will be moments where you are in control of your own mind, and there is no feeling like that. It's almost impossible to compare it to anything else. So yeah, you don't dwell on the little insults. You don't lost in emotional spirals. You begin to recognize those thoughts for what they really are. They're transient, they're fleeting, they just come and they go, and you can just look at them. It's like looking at an advertisement on a store window. It's just not that interesting for the most part. So how do you master your mind beyond meditation? The beauty of this process is that as you train the mind in meditation, you build the skill to control your thoughts off the cushion. Eventually, you reach a point where the negative thoughts and emotional reactions don't plague you as they once did. I'm reiterating this point because it is kind of a fundamental point of meditation. This is freedom from suffering. You begin to see through the heaviness of the thoughts. That's the first layer, understanding they don't have to control you. With practice, you can learn to cut through that cycle of rumination, a constant spinning, and you can choose not to indulge in the negative thought process. You can release it. It's what they call letting go. You probably heard that, and it doesn't quite work usually, but if you work at it, it gets better and better. And the easiest place to do it is on the cushion when you practice it, right? You just return to the object, and the world isn't busy. There's nothing distracting you or going on. So you are learning the process of letting go without having to try and do other things at the same time. That's one of the reasons that meditation can be helpful. Meditation offers a path to emotional freedom and mental clarity. It's a practice of training the mind so you can become less reactive. You can become more intentional. Instead of being swept away by every passing thought, running like a wild Labrador chasing a dog. I'm gonna have to apologize for that metaphor. You're stable. You're here. There's an inward focus on your own being, your own strength, your own character, your own virtue, and that begins to be normal. Becomes to become stabilized. So there's a sense of yourself that remains regardless of these passing transient phenomena. This is why meditation is truly transformative. It doesn't just help you find peace during your practice. It empowers you to maintain peace in your life, even when the world around you is chaotic. You're not really transforming yourself in a certain way. You're finding the deeper levels of your character that have been buried by these superficial, kind of socially conditioned, trivial, and basically neurotic elements that are happening now. You're learning to bring out your better state of who you are. So subscribe should be appearing right there or there. I don't know. And there's another video coming up after this one that'll link on. Like the video. That's always good for the algo. Promotes the channel. But comment. Tell me what you want to know about meditation. I've been doing this for a long time, and I love talking about it, and I want to help. I want to see people succeed in it. It's something that I love so much, and I want to share. So bring it. Let's have a conversation. Thanks.